I'm like, I'm so glad that they're still going strong.
But then he's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go. I got to go to her ceremony. And then he runs away. And Jay's like, wow, I'm good.
Jay was meant for scruffy facial hair. That's what I wrote
Definitely.
down. I'm like, this suits you. You look amazing. Okay.
And then Jane is giving her speech. Oh, wait. I have a question before Jane is giving her speech. Miss Hatzilakos announces Danny's school, but not Jane's. What, is she just announcing every other person's school? Is she announcing anyone's school? They did not do that when I graduated.
We didn't. That is an exact note I wrote was, do schools announce what colleges graduating students are going to? Because if they did that at my school, it would be the most repetitive thing ever. It'd be like, going to Owensboro Community College, going to, going to Western Kentucky University, going to, like, it would be the exact same 3 schools.
No, yeah, my school didn't do that either. I think our school newspaper published, like, where everybody was going, broke it down that way. But that's also if, like, you submitted that or something.
Also, why is Jane just now getting her acceptance letter from Stanford?
It's TV. It always does that shit.
They always do this, and it's stupid.
Yeah, so...
Like, you don't find out what college you're going to, like, the day before graduation.
This happened with Paige last time, too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. They're dumb. But yeah, then she's like about to give her speech and she's all nervous, but then she sees Spinner in the crowd, and then we don't hear the rest of her speech.
Okay, I actually wrote, LOL, the editing makes it look like Jane just stopped and Miss Hatzilakos got annoyed and cut her off. Like, Jane, like, pauses, like, getting emotional, sees Spinner, smiles, and Miss Hatzilakos is like, this pause is too long. Anyway, graduating class!
Yeah.
I'm just glad we didn't have to sit through Jane's speech.
I am too, but the editing still made it hilarious.
But then we're at the dot, and Spinner is like, he's interviewing people to take over Holly J's spot, and Jenna applies, and then in walks Emma, and I'm just like, stop trying to pretend that Spinner and Emma were ever friends.
Oh my god, I wrote that too. I'm like, why is he so happy to see her? They've never been friends. Like,
they have, I guess, a chat when she was home and was like, my biking. I dropped out of school.
But that was mostly
my biking.
But he was mostly hanging out with the Kelly.
That's true. And he's like, Emma Nelson. Oh my god, you're back from your bike tour. And I'm like, you guys were never friends. You actually legitimately bullied her and Manny. Like,
Jane acts happy to see her too. I'm like, Jane, have you and Emma ever spoken?
No. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Corey agrees.
Corey agrees that this is bullshit and ridiculous, and I hate it.
Also, I would argue Jenna's interview made her seem much more, appropriate for this job than Emma.
More qualified, yes. Because Emma walks in, she's like, I transferred to TU. I don't know. I spent a lot of time in the cafeteria where the coffee was at school.
Well, she does explain all the different ways to make lattes and cappuccinos.
But Jenna had serving experience too, serving pancakes at the flapjacks or something. I don't know. I'm like,
country ass, whatever.
I'm like, they try to act like Jenna is from like the South, and I'm like, is Calgary the South of Canada? I'm so confused by that statement.
I think it is. According to, I think Amethyst Beloved was like, yeah, it's like the boonies of Canada. But I could be misquoting.
But I would argue Jenna would have made a much better choice than Emma. I mean, as proven later.
Well, yeah. Emma cannot be trusted, but also, like, Emma is way too stoked to be working at the dot. She's like, yes. I'm like, really, dude?
And she starts immediately, because then Spinner and Jane are like, great, start now. We're going to Declan's pool party.
And he
Bye.
just leaves her, which is the most irresponsible we've seen Spinner in a long time.
Just don't cook anything. Which, famous last words. And then we're at the pool party, and Spinner is grill dad and, like, takes over.
And this is where I wrote Spinner's arms, hard eyes.
Yes. And then we're back at the dot, and Manny comes in. And it's
Jay
like,
and Manny!
And it's so exciting. And I was like, please help me. Like, you're an actress in LA. You know how to make a cappuccino.
Which is harsh, but probably true.
I also love when she hugs Emma and Jay's like, what am I, chopped liver? Like, I'm like, aw.
Remember when you gave her gonorrhea, though?
You gave me a social disease.
Their weird foursome group when they go to Niagara Falls is so weird. Because Manny and Spinner used to legitimately date. We know for a fact they have had sex.
That was literally one of my notes was, lest we forget, Spinner and Manny used to sleep together.
And Jay gave Emma a social disease. Like, what is this?
This is uncomfortable.
And then we're back at the pool party, and Spinner needs to, like, go. Jane and Holly J, like, went off to change, and Spinner's like, oh, I need to find out how to cook this meat for somebody. And
'cause he knows exactly how Jane likes her food, but Declan doesn't know how Holly J likes her food.
Because Declan doesn't know how to grill.
Yeah.
right.
And Spinner's like, I'll do you a favor. You don't have to embarrass yourself. I'll go ask.
And then before he goes to ask, he overhears Holly J and Jane, like, recapping the whole Declan Jane cheating scandal
Because
thing.
that would happen. We would just
They're
sit and
like,
talk about it.
to think where we were a couple months ago. Like you're now with Declan and I'm over that and we just had a weird thing. Spinner never found out. It's great. Or something.
It's like they're just really
just laying it all out there.
telling the whole damn story.
And then it cuts to poor Spinner's sad face.
So sad.
Which crushed me. I'm like, no, it's Spinner, not sad.
But real quick, we jump back to the dot, and there's a bridal magazine there for no reason. It's like, oh, foreshadowing.
I was going to say, the wedding foreshadowing here was ridiculous and extreme.
It was like, I think Manny's like, who would do this? And Emma's like, I don't know. I think it would be great to have a wedding or something. And then she turns on the sandwich maker.
They started off with Emma, like, I don't remember if it was Emma or Jane, like, or Holly J. No, not Holly J. It was either Emma or Jane gives, like, food to a table and it's like, congrats on your, like, it's like a bachelorette party, basically, who for some reason went to the dot.
I was going to say, who has a bachelorette?
I don't know, but they had like bridal magazines or like a bridal party or something, but they had a bridal magazine. So that was like the lead up to that, but then like they're looking through the bridal magazine. It's just, they're laying it on real thick.
And then they're like, oh, I don't know how to make the sandwiches. Spinner says I can't do it. And
It's a spinwich, is what Jay calls it.
And Jay's like, it's a delicate art. And then Emma's like, oh, whatever. Turns on the sandwich maker. And it immediately has, like, smoke coming out of it. And, like, this is not good.
I literally wrote, she's going to burn this place down.
And then we go to the pool party. And Spinner just straight up punches Declan in the face.
Oh, man. And the part that crushed me the most, though, like, it was already sad enough when he's, like, telling, like,
Corey's sad about it.
It was already sad enough when he's, like, telling Jane, like, you think I'm stupid, which we all know is an insecurity of Spinner's. Yeah. Which really crushed me. But the part that really upset me was when he turned and was like, and yells at Holly J, like, you knew about this.
Yeah.
Because
God.
I actually wrote, like, Spinner feeling betrayed by Holly J actually makes me more sad than him feeling betrayed by Jane.
Me too.
Because I loved that friendship. Like, I'm glad Holly J is a good friend to Jane, but, like, Holly J was Spinner's friend first.
Yeah. Poor Spinner. And then he, like, storms out, and then Jane is freaking out, and the band hates her now, too.
And she's like, Declan, I'm so sorry. You
about your face.
And he's like, it's okay. I had it coming. Which, true.
He did.
Yeah.
Declan has a pretty good sense of humor about this whole thing, which I appreciate. He could have been a much bigger asshole about
but he's kind of like, I know I did a bad thing.
Holly J is a really good friend to Jane here, though. She just kind of, like, hugs her and just sticks with her, and which was sweet, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm still like, but I liked your friendship with Spinner.
Yeah, and then Holly J's like, you should come to New York with us. Like, Declan's mom isn't going to be there for 2 weeks. There's room. You should come. And because she's like, everyone hates me now. I don't know how I'm going to make it to Stanford in the fall. And they're like, come to New York. And it's like, all right. And then cut to Emma fucking burning down the dot. Also,
how much do you think they paid for that explosion?
Also, why did it explode? Was there like a gas leak we didn't know about? Like,
fires explode, Holland. Didn't you know? They just go boom at some point.
Well, like, Spinner gets there and they're all going out and Emma's like, I'm so sorry, maybe it'll be okay. And then, like, the explosion happens and it's like, all right, maybe not.
Spinner's having a real bad day.
It's a bad day for Spinner.
It crushes me. I love Spinner so much now, and it hurts my heart when he looks sad.
But
we have our arriving in New York montage.
Yep.
And there's a Princess Diaries reference, which felt extremely dated, even for then.
Yeah, they, like, walk into the penthouse, and Holly J's like, I feel like I'm in the Princess Diaries.
And I'm like, you couldn't come up with a more modern reference here? But,
also, is it a deep cut Princess Diaries, like, book reference? Because the movie was set in San Francisco, not New York. I don't know. And then
But this apartment is bananas.
And then
it's
Shantae
huge.
is tweeting about the Dot fire, and Jane is like, should I call Spinner? And everyone's like, no, don't do that.
And Declan says, wow, that guy had a really bad day.
Declan gets a lot of points from me in this movie.
Amazing, almost this entire time.
And
then Fiona is watching TVM.
Fake TRL
and they mention Drake.
Yeah.
Brought joy to
they
my
heart. Have an interview with ridiculously hot rap sensation Drake coming up or something.
Which was like, yes, you do.
But then we get a shopping montage. They go to
from the bottom, now
they get off at like 34th Street, and I'm like, oh, are we going to Macy's? And then it's like, no, we're going to Chanel. I'm like, is there a Chanel there?
No. Basically the neighborhood that they're shopping in is like they're like kind of near where Trump Tower is. They're in the 50s, so I don't understand why they're getting off at Penn Station.
Yeah,
they're in the 50s. Like, it's
they're getting
Midtown.
off at like the AC stop.
Yeah, they're getting off the AC stop at Penn Station, which is confusing because they would. No, because if they're at like Louis Vuitton and like Chanel and they're in the 50s, like close to like
5th.
5th.
Well, also, if they live
Madison.
close to Times Square, why would you even
Just
take
walk
the train
there.
to 36th Street? But also, they did say they were going sightseeing, so maybe they went sightseeing, like walked around and then went shopping. Like that's my only guess.
I don't know.
Maybe.
They're going sightseeing, but they literally never leave Midtown.
Yeah,
they get off like on the west side on 34th Street, and then the next shot is of like walking toward the Empire State Building. I'm like, that's wrong. And then it's like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Lacoste, and I'm like, remember when Lacoste was like had its moment in the sun a couple years ago?
Okay.
And then I was like, how can they afford this? Is Declan buying all of this for them?
Well, and Holly J at some point says they covered 100 city blocks. And I'm like, you were just in Midtown.
You were just in Midtown. What? How? Where?
Did we miss like the downtown tour?
Did we miss the downtown tour? Did we miss when you went to like Washington Heights inexplicably? Like,
Yes.
what was happening?
Yeah, I don't know.
You covered 100 city blocks, and yet you took the train from presumably Times Square to 36th or 34th Street.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, and then they go to Times Square and, like, look around, and I'm like, oh, fun times.
A friend of mine, when we were, I guess it was my freshman year of college, but a friend of mine who wasn't living here but was, like, visiting, texted me or Facebook messaged me or something, and she's like, I just saw the cast, like, she's like, I just saw some people from Degrassi filming on, like, those weird red stairs in Times Square.
The TKTS stairs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she's like, are you going to go check it out? I was like, nope.
Oh, in Times Square? No,
I'm good. You could, like, anyone could be there, and I would not go to Times Square willingly.
There were, like, 0 people in Times Square in this scene. I'm like, unrealistic.
And
Where
then
are
they end
all
up,
the, like, sketchy guys in
Where
the
are
dirty
Cookie
Elmo
Monster?
suits?
yeah. Well, then they end up in Central Park because, of course, they do.
So, yeah, they end up in Central Park because duh. And Holly J is like, heels aren't practical in New York. And she had, like, butt flats or something. And then she and Declan start making out. And Jane's like, I'm going to go over here. Or you guys should go rent a boat you guys should rent a paddle boat. I don't want to be a third wheel anymore. Go have fun.
So I have been Jane in this situation many times, and it's probably the only part in the movie when I feel true sympathy for her. Because I'm like,
So
yeah,
true.
this is terribly awkward. I feel you. The rest of the movie, I'm like, I don't really feel sympathy for you at all.
Jane's like, I'm going to go check out the buskers, which, like, okay.
I mean, okay, I have a note on that. To be fair, I'm not in Central Park very often. And I know there are buskers, but, like, she talks about how much talent there is among the buskers in the city. I'm like, this is New York, not Nashville.
Yeah.
Like, Nashville, yeah, the buskers are freaking amazing.
Or even in London, like, they specifically have to book time in, like, the tube to have busking
But
sessions.
when, like,
I feel like that doesn't happen
When
here.
I come across a good busker, like, I come across good buskers in the subway pretty often, but, like, not in Central Park. When I come across a good busker in Central Park, like, I stop and I'm like, ooh, gotta check this out. This is a surprise and a delight.
Yeah,
but, like, she acts like they're...
expected. And even in the subway, half the time it's showtime. Like, it's not... It's like either Showtime or the loudest mariachi band you've ever heard in your life.
There was one time, I think it was at 59th Street on the west side, like the AC stop.
Like Columbus Circle?
Yeah. There was someone there playing a freaking, like, cello.
Oh, yeah, that person's there.
They were amazing.
For some reason, at that stop, there's always, like, a string instrument. When I worked up there used to be, like a violinist like every single day, and it
Yeah.
always brought joy to my morning.
And they were good. I remember one time one of them was there and they played the Downton Abbey